everybody, it's Suffolk Blue, all the way from merry old England, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We are about to launch the Nightingale to try and rescue, what's the dude's name? Jonian, or Jonian Kerman, who is unfortunately floating around up in orbit somewhere after getting himself a bit stuck. But just before you come back, before we launch this, I haven't done anything. All I have done is added these extra 2 Separatrons down there, and I put some solar panels on here because I forgot to put them on, so I quickly went back and put them on. But let's see whether this bird will fly. We've got our SAS on, so our controller's on. I'm going to put the throttle down here up to just over, oops, not that much, maybe about to there. So we're just over. All our staging looks to be right, so let's give this a launch in 3, 2, 1. It's a slow, there we go, we're off the pad, engines firing, and we want to get up to about 10,000 meters before we start our orbital insertion maneuver. Don't want to go above 200 meters per second whilst we're in the thicker part of the atmosphere, which is this light blue area here. That lasts till about 12,000 meters, give or take. It's going up really well, it's really straight, it hasn't spun or done anything, which is brilliant. Keep going up. Over halfway now of our solid rocket boosters. I'm going to kick up our main engines now, ready for separation. So we go to full power there, get to 200, and then you'll see that drop back. There we go. And you can see we're slowing down a little bit. We will start picking up again once we get a bit lighter, but we're whacking the engines on full, still going upwards of course, at 156 meters per second, 8,000 meters, still now beginning to speed up again. Rocket's performing really well, at 10,000 now. I'm going to start the turn into an orbital insertion. I'm going to go over to about the 70-degree mark to start with, just stick her there as we begin the turnover. Staying dead on the 90 because Jonian is on the 90, if you like. He's on that east, he's on the flat orbit, so we're going to go almost as if we were going to go to the moon. This is the same approach we would take if we were going to try and get ourselves into the moon. Now into the slightly thinner part of the orbit of the atmosphere, as you can see here, the medium blue. Really starting to pick up a little bit of speed now. I'm going to turn ourselves over again a little bit more towards the 90 halfway down mark. 60 degrees, going up at 60. Let's go to the map and see how high we're going to get. We don't want to go above 104. He's flying at, we don't want to set him as a target just yet. He's flying at 104. So we don't want to go above that. Let's get our, what we're looking at. Awesome. So we're going to be coming out 40. You can hear those solid rocket boosters hitting the ground as we fly away from them. 48. Probably going to try and get to about 90. Maybe 85. Don't want to go too high because we've got to catch him up. He's ahead of us. So we have to undertake him as we go around Kerbin. So we don't want to go too high. 85, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to go to about there. It's about 90 there. That's going to be fine. Let's stick a maneuver on here to get us into a 90 orbit. And then I'll talk to you about how we're going to capture or get him into the ship, hopefully. About there. 91 by 82. That's a little bit thin. Let's do that. 87 by 93. That's going to put us well within his orbit, which is exactly what we want to do. 41 seconds apparently is the burn time for this. It's probably a little bit less than that once we get onto full power. So you're going to turn the ship over, so we're actually going to be pointing at the marker, ready for the burn. Already travelling up at 69,000. Gently, gently, don't need to go too super crazy. We are now in space. There we go, let's get ourselves on that mark. SAS is still on. Let's take a goo sample at this height. I don't know if I've done one at this height before. A little bit. Actually, let's transmit that because that should get us a tick up the top here for doing that Space mission. There we go. Tick. Brilliant. That's the secondary mission done. Good news. I'm going to fire this. I normally try and do half and half across the straddling across the apoapsis. So I'm going to try and do this probably about, I don't know, about 18 seconds. I don't believe that that's a full 40 burn. I think that's going to come down quite a lot as we approach. So I don't think I'm going to need to do quite as long as that. So we're just getting ourselves, fine-tuning ourselves. Still got plenty of fuel. So this is a good ship. 2018 now. Let's have a look. Not bad. Not bad. This is the insertion burn. Very good, very good. Still got plenty of fuel. Try and stay on the blue if we can. Slow that down a little bit. We are in orbit now. And tick. We've got a little tick down here, so that should be sufficient. There we go. We're in orbit. How much fuel did we get out of that? Do you know what? That's not bad. That's quite an efficient little rocket. So we're now, our apoapsis is at 99. 85 is where we're going to do a lot of catching up to him. So yeah, so he's got to go around further around Kerbin than we have. So we should catch him up on the inside. Let's set him as a target now. There you go. We've got a little bit of flickering going on down here. But basically what these are is where we will be and where he will be at that moment. So we will be there, he will be there. And as we go round, those two markers will get closer together as we approach ready to connect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of our backstage. We don't need that now. Let's fire that. Off that goes. Don't need that anymore. Activate our little engine, although we have got no power on at the moment, which is fine. Okay, let's get ourselves in a trajectory. Away that goes. Marvelous. So this little bird now is the rescue pod. This is what we got left. Let's go and see how many times we have to go around to catch up with him. You can see this is where we will be. Sorry, that's where we will be, and that's where he will be on the second transit. On the first transit, we will be there, and he will be here. And you'll see these move closer together. You can see he's orbiting obviously in the same direction we are. There's some debris coming around here. That's from a previous mission, I assume, the orbital mission. And there we go, you can see us just starting to catch up. And did you see that flick a little bit closer together? If we look at the range here, we're 734 kilometers apart at this point. So when he comes around to here, and we come round to here, the moment will be 734. Let's look at what it will be the second time round. Pop, see those two joined together, 649. So as you can see, we're closing the gap on him. So we're just going to carry on going round. This is our own orbital stage, which actually is not going to burn up. That's unfortunate. I'd rather that had got caught up in the atmosphere at some point. It's getting close to the atmosphere, but 73,000 is not going to be enough to be captured and dragged down by gravity, which is a bit of a shame. 563. So really all we've got to do now is continue going all the way around until we catch up with him. As you can see, we're going to be going around the planet. He's ahead of us at the moment. Let's have a look. Down to 562. Now we can of course adjust our orbit to fine-tune it when we get a bit closer together. You can see that as we fired our debris behind us, it slowed down and therefore went closer to Kerbin, which is why it's speeding up. It's on an even lower orbit than we are. Let's have a look how far now. 472, really starting to close that gap now. Can't fly to him yet. He's on a pretty stable orbit though. There you go, you can see us really starting to catch up with him. We're only an hour in. We've got a 2-day delay on this quest, so on this mission, so this is not going to be a problem. This could be a good win for us. I wonder how I'm going to get these done. I'd quite like to get something to capture these and bring them in. I can blow them up, I think, from the Space Center, but I think it costs. I think it costs money. And you shouldn't blow things up in space. It's not a good idea. You put debris everywhere. 472 kilometers apart at this intersect. Now 379. 471. So starting just to bring these together, and what I'll do at some point is I'll actually put a a maneuver, probably the apoapsis, just to see whether I can start to bring these two together. I want to get them to about 3 or 4 kilometers apart. What I will then do is match my speed with his so that we're in a sort of stationary orbit together, move gently towards him. Hopefully I can select him, otherwise no idea how I'm going to get him inside the ship. But once I've selected him, hopefully he'll be able to fly into the ship, sit himself down, then we can begin the landing procedures. Much closer now. 285 kilometers. Remember, we started at 700, so we really are catching up with him. We're 2.5 hours into the flight, rapidly catching up on him. I wonder if we can see the little dot for him yet. Not yet. It's ahead of us. Not far out though. It's going to be slightly wider than us, so it's going to be out here. There's the moon. That's where we are going to be going soon enough. Is that him? Was that Minmus? I think that's Minmus. That's another moon. All the way out there. 285 kilometers then. We're going to start preparing ourselves for coming together in a little while. 189 kilometers, one more pass, and I think we're going to get... We should get double bubble. We get 2 options to try and capture him as well, and then we'll be able to set ourselves up. Have we got all our supplies? We have, because we've got our solar cells which are powering us, just like a satellite. 189, 187. So this is almost a circular orbit. This is very good. So once we've gone through this one, I'm gonna get back down to here. I'll prepare us then for the final get together. This is where we're really catching up on him. There he is. He's travelling at 2,237. We're a little bit faster than him, but not by much. 96 kilometers apart. Let's just stop that there for a second. Let's see if I can do anything to bring these together. That takes us a further apart. That brings us a bit closer together. At the top here anyway. Our periapsis would need to drop to 85. See, all I'm doing is just trying to get those two ones top together. We went past the spot. Let's go around again and see how close we get on a second approach. Don't want to overtake him obviously, because I'll have to slow down or get faster actually to get wider orbit from him. Yeah, we're about to have a... Really trying to catch up with him now. Oof. 12 kilometers apart at that point. That's pretty special. I like that. That 12 kilometers, I think we can do a little bit with that. If I was to speed ourselves up, let's see if we can just do anything with that from here. Okay, welcome back everybody. I've got us now on the same plane as our little Kerbin friend, so this is a good thing. What you can see, now that means we're actually dead level, so we're actually travelling around Kerbin at the same level. We were slightly tilted before from the launch, which is fine. We're 4.5 hours in, this is not a problem. What I'm going to do, I need to do a burn at this point here, and that will bring us to within 1.9 kilometers of him. So, what's that, 1900 meters of him. We then need to slow. We will actually come a little bit closer here at 8.4, but we'll get closer as we go out together. So we're going to go for the second intersect. Let's go round and get ready for this burn. This burn is a tiny burn. We don't need an awful lot of boost to do this, and if we do too much, we may overdo it. So really small, tiny bursts. Nothing too spectacular. Coming round, less than a minute. We're almost going to go dead on the apoapsis for this. Target, you see, we're actually already get close enough to be able to level with him. We're 150 meters per second faster than he is at the moment. So are you ready? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Launching it and stop. Hopefully we didn't go too far off there, and we're still going to become 2 kilometers. There we go. Brilliant. Now we should be able to see the little dude. In fact we can. There he is. So he's 48 kilometers away at the moment. We're travelling faster than he is. And obviously we need to bring that speed down. So I'm actually going to get myself in this direction, ready so that when we do get close enough I can bring this relative speed between ourselves down, and we should be able to then hopefully match our speed with him. So we're travelling around. Can't see him just yet in terms of actual see him, but you'll get the gist as we go round. So we're coming up to first approach. 8 kilometres. We could capture him at this point. We absolutely could. You can see our velocity with him actually is only 4.2 meters per second difference at this stage. It's pretty good. Getting faster now, obviously, as we come around the bend. Not by very much. 8 kilometres apart at this point. I wonder if we can see the little man better now. Almost. So there he is. We could match our speed and fly towards him now and pick him up. Actually, got loads of fuel. This is excellent. We've got all the necessary stuff, but we are still going to wait for our second encounter with him because it is closer. We don't have to waste any fuel to do it. It's a really slow pass, actually. There's the space center. We're now flying over the top of that, getting closer all the time to this one where we'll actually only be 2 kilometers apart, so 2,000 meters apart. It's nothing. Obviously we're going to need to slow down to 0 and take away our relative speed. I want to make sure I get this the right way around. I think I have to be facing this way, but I might have to quickly whip myself around, but that'll be okay. I'll take off some of that speed. Okay, let's go out to here. There is a little dude. So I think I need to be facing this way. Let's have a look. Nope, I want to be facing the other way. Always get that wrong. So he's going to come really quite close to us, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire, and you can see our relative speed to him begins to drop away. And I want to get that to 0 because then that puts us in a sort of stationary type of orbit with him, really. Just bleeding away that extra. So we're no longer moving away from him. I don't know whether he can fly to me or whether I have to fly to him. Can I double click to go to him? Not from here, I can't. I don't know what the controls are to do that. Let's go down to the space center. So we've at least met him in space. We're just going to quickly go to the old space center and see if I can select him. 162 science log just from that mission that we did earlier. Let's see. Can I fly, please? Can I collect the little dude? There he is. EVA. See, it doesn't say I can fly the mission to get him though. I don't understand. I don't understand. Stop tracking. No, I want to fly the mission. I want to be him. Class A objects are small dollars. They usually measure no more than a few meters across. Okay, back. I suppose I need to fly closer to him, perhaps. I don't know how if I can't select him, how do I get across to him? Perhaps I have to go through the targeting. Let's go back. Oh, actually, I do want to go in there. I need to go back to my ship. Oh, no. What do you do that for? This is the Nightingale. Let's fly it. So he's now 1.8 kilometers away. What I can do is I can point towards him. Whoops. Which is is it not? Nope. There it is, that's what I was looking for. So there we go. I can now point towards him and I can actually just gently fire like that. Get that to about 5. And now we're going to start flying towards him. Get ourselves in a position. We don't want to burn him with our engines, by the way, so we don't want to do that. But we should hopefully now be heading towards him. Yep, 0.5 kilometers. For there he is. He's going to come around underneath us. I'm now going to take away again that extra velocity. Aha! Right, we've found him, there he is. So what we've got to do with him now is somehow get him in the ship. I don't know how much energy he's got. Not a lot. So we're just going to try and fly him I don't want him to crash into the ship either. So we're just flying him across from where he was towards the rescue ship. So he's at a good height. Coming around to the dark side of the planet, which is not ideal because I haven't got any lights on the ship, which is a little frustrating. 654. We're just trying to get across before we get to cross the meridian. I don't want to go into darkness. Haven't got any stats at sort of how fast I'm travelling towards it though. 140 shouldn't be too bad. Let's get ourselves so we're not flying off it. Less than 100 meters now. It's all about how much jetpacks he got. I'm really worried about his jetpack. He's got loads of jetpack. I don't know why I'm so worried. I'm sitting here staring thinking, please don't run out of jetpack. Because that would be impossible to get him in if he hasn't got a jetpack. Here he comes. Gonna fly right over the top of it. Excellent. Don't want to hit it. Right, where's the entrance? Of course the entrance is on to the side, just to be really awkward. Okay, grab, get ready for a grab. Grab! Board. We've done it. We've got him. He's in the ship, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the ship. Whew! That was it. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. Couldn't find the buttons to control it. Finally found the button to be able to change targets. I wasn't really sure which it was. He's now in there. We could actually get rid of this, but I'm going to go around. I want to get into the light side, I think. Actually, let's get... No, we can at least... I think we should be able to get rid of this at least. So I could do it this way, and... Huh. That's not what I wanted to do. Good man. Oh, unfortunately we still have got this on top, which is rather annoying. But never mind. Control from here. Oh, that's what I should have done before we let it go. Excellent. So the next thing to do is to get him, obviously deburn him out of orbit, which is the easy part really. Let's go round. Let's go round the planet and get onto the light side. Go to a crew report. Have we got anything? No. Okay. Go. Anything? No. I've done an awful lot of this, but we need to go to the moon, I think, next. Let's go around the planet. It is daylight around. So that only took, I don't know how many hours that took us actually. It probably took us about 6 hours to get to him. But we did manage to get to him. So, let's have a look at where we want to bring ourselves down. We want to... You probably want to burn almost now, actually. Facing... which is the... Where's our retroberm? That's our prograde. There's our retrograde. What we're going to do, we're going to burn. And we're going to bring ourselves down. So we should hopefully bring ourselves down over this ocean here. And there we go. You can see where we're going to be splashing down, or roughly where. Obviously we are going to slow down quite a lot when we hit this. I'm going to put us about there. That's going to hopefully bring us down in the right place. We don't need any of this stage at all now, so we can get rid of this whole bit. Let's put ourselves sideways so it doesn't get in our way. Like, and there we go. Get rid of that. We are going to have to put up with this silly thing here, unfortunately, which is annoying. Should have done it the other way around, really. Oh well, never mind. So there we go. Get ourselves into position. Speed up a little bit. So for the first time, I don't know how long he was up there, but our little rocket was a complete success. I'm really pleased with that, because that design means that I'm going to be able to get things into orbit quite quickly. Oh, we might come down over land. That wasn't planned. Whoops. Whoops. Might come down a bit closer to the space center than I had anticipated. A bit like a Soyuz landing. Soyuz lands on land. It doesn't land in the water. Mercury and Apollo, I think, landed on water. I don't know whether Mercury did. I know Apollo did. Let's hope. Let's hope that we're able to maybe skip over here. We might land literally on top of the space center. There's the re-entry. The space center is there. So we really are coming we really are coming in hot. Can we get past these mountains? This is the question that's going to elude us. Can we do a crew report? No? Okay. Just checking. Oh, it's a really slow burn. Definitely going to be over land. Hopefully going to get past these mountains into the flat bit. Take another crew report from here. Yes! Keep that data. Get a full stack of data for the Highlands. Very useful. sure whether we're going to come down in the mountains or whether we're going to come down elsewhere. There's the space center. Should get a good recovery rate on this, if nothing else. Don't know where our other bit is. Should have crashed by now, I think. I'm going to fire these parachutes. There we go. Just because we're higher over the land than we normally are. I hope we don't crash into the floor, because that would be really frustrating. Well, we've done it. John Ian was caught in orbit. We managed to go and get him. Let's just have a look. We've got an email, I think. Contract complete. We've just received the experimental data from space around Kerbin. Good work. Lots of money there. Well done. And this one. Rescue John Lee from get John aboard a vessel complete. Made lots of money. Bit of reputation. Not a lot of science for that though. Coming down. 17, 16, 15, please. Parachutes work. Yes. Ooh. And that's going to bring us out at 4.6, which is just fantastic. Should be no problem. Wonder where we are. Oh, we can't look at a crew report over here, can we? Have to see when we get on the ground, because I might be able to get out and take a soil sample and get some more science. I don't know how high up. We're 1,000 metres up by the looks of it. Coming down quite slowly though. 4.4 metres. This is quite a good little touchdown. Shouldn't roll over because that should hopefully mean that everything stays put. Coming down. Bump. Come on. And bump. How much power have I got? See, if I get out, does that mean he... Can I still control him? Oh, whoops. What do we get? Do an EVA report. Excellent. Take a soil sample. Excellent. That boards, so he's got all of his stuff, got loads of science. Let's recover the vessel. We got him. Wow, made loads of science. So much science there. 15.2 from the mission, but lots. Look at 361. We can buy some really good things. 42 kilometers actually, so 96%. That's not bad. Got some propellant back. Got some bits and bobs back. Got old Yo Ian back. Well done him. Let's have a look at all of these. And so, well done. John Lan Kerman has been recovered in one piece and is now enjoying a thorough debriefing from the comfort of his quarantine cell. John Lan is now part of your crew roster and can be assigned to future missions. We made a ton of cash, extra science, extra reputation. Look at the money, people. So we can discard that one. We can discard that one, and that one, and that one. And when we come back next time, we're going to do some more missions from here, I think. But we are going to start preparing for the moon. And on our science for 360 we can start looking at getting some of the proper big bits of kit ready for the Mooner stuff. We can even get some more science stuff as well to make it easier for us. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We did rescue the little Kerbin in the end. Woohoo! And I'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye bye.